Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host and friend, Sean Disheveled, and you're watching the fourth weekly What happened to the third? Why'd we do that? Slow news? What do you mean? People have daily newsletters. Slow news week? The Queen died. What am I supposed to do now? Yeah, okay. I'll make it up. I'll improvise the news. Look at popular podcast, Some Ordinary Podcast, stealing our title from 2 weeks ago. I know, just pull up a Sony V2 video. Just...
Are you phoning it in?
No. You know what? No, not on the weekly entertainment broadcast. But if you do want to see me farm that type of react content, please go ahead and visit the second channel at Sean Dead. I don't have a URL. It's in the description. And in the channel, it's free. So please. That leads us to today. We're gonna have to do Web 3 and 4 extravaganza. I remember the news. Last fortnight, up-and-coming talented Twitch porn star Kimika came back unbanned to the platform. This had everyone in the contentosphere harping about precedents and how anyone might now try and do the same thing for clout. However, no one's been able to successfully recreate the stunt. Speaking of which, we are looking for applicants to run the daily live program here at the web show. Producer and host. Producer works behind the scene and host works in front of the scene, slightly off the scene. What else? Brandon Buckingham from 2 weeks ago, if you remember, he was accused of rape by Sneeko, this freak. He was also accused of pedophilia by some random people, and despite there being no weight to the accusations, no evidence of sorts brought forward, he's tweaked out on Twitter, said he doesn't fuck with nobody no more, and he's yet to be seen. Presumably working on his video, maybe about the tell-all with Sneeko. What else? Right. Speaking of Brandon Buckingham, last week in the Buckingham Palace, tragedy befell the globe, affecting all English teachers, Downton Abbey viewers, tea drinkers, the Minecraft YouTube community, and all those who call eggs and sausage an English breakfast. The Queen passed away, ushering parties across the IRs. However, after her death, many people were outraged at the memes that came out, as if the Queen was not a public figure, or she didn't sweep her son's allegations under the carpet. I mean, really, everyone deserves to be made fun of in life and in death, especially those in power. I don't know. Remember, ruler, leader. RIP Liz 2. I enjoyed it when she jumped out of a plane. I didn't like it when she appointed this cunt. Oh, look. Yeah. Who's that? No, don't celebrate that. I'm just laughing at me. It's so good though, those are. Bro, it's so good. It has no right to this. The Emmys happened, and Better Call Saul, despite all the anticipation from the fans and frankly even the showrunners and the cast, did not win any prizes, which sparked some outrage, some epic memes, which is weird because Squid Games won. However, Squid Game was good, but even weirder, freaking Moon Knight won from Marvel Poop Studios.
What a sick joke!
This is a sick joke. I agree. Next up on the news. Well, this isn't really news. This is more like the lack thereof news and people's reaction to it, which was humorous. 343 is the worst game develop. They're not. They're not. However, the way they've handled the release of Halo Infinite has disappointed me and as well as many other fans and led them wanting more. What's happened is that a lot of people in the content sphere have said that this is my criteria for the developer and this is why 343 is there's no way. You have to specify so many things for them to be the worst of that list, and then by your account, with all your specifications, that list is so short it doesn't even matter that they're the worst of that list. It's like there's like 4 other companies that get a hold of franchises that big and do the same with it. So it's a small list. You can't make up that criteria. It makes no sense. Plus it's 2020. Like, believe me, I played Halo 3 with the boys on a school night at 2 a.m., but like, it's been dead. It's 2020. Franchises don't come back to peak. They come back to die. I'm much more upset about how the release of Splitgate and that live service went. Splitgate was fun. It was new. So is YouTube killing Twitch? Last week, a lot of Twitch streamers announced their move to YouTube as their new exclusive platform. This led to Twitch golden boy Ludwig saying that YouTube is killing Twitch. Calm down, buddy. It's 2 companies competing. It's more like Twitch has been stagnant way too long, and YouTube's just now started to catch up. Them competing is a good thing for us, the consumer, by the way. Keep that in mind. I get it, you got your titles and thumbnails, but like, this is a good thing. Maybe you could exaggerate it as a good thing. Anyways, I would also like to point out the fact that the way I was introduced to this was by this video. I think it's Fuseals. It's Fusely. And as someone who spent a total of 2 hours on Twitch watching one speedrunner, I had no idea what was going on. I watch a lot of music YouTube, so I thought, oh, this is from that part of YouTube. I don't watch streamers, so why is this in my tab? I instantly assumed this is from music YouTube. And it doesn't tell you, it doesn't introduce anyone else, it's just Fusely. Anyways, I think YouTube has a long way to go. Like, chat, how do you even discover streamers? I've only seen channels that I already follow starting streaming. I've never seen a channel that I've met through streaming on YouTube. On the opposite side, the shorts work very well on YouTube. So if they take it like that, I'll be excited to look around on YouTube streaming. But like I said, it's a long way to go. And again, these companies competing is a good thing for the consumer. Alright, so for our last piece of news before we wrap up this segment and head into the media segment for tonight, you might remember Salvo Pancakes from last week, Fortnite, the troll who got trolled at this homemade game show about kids pretending to be rappers. I don't remember what it was about, but it was a spectacular failure. However, the man's been catching L's left and right, not only got fucked with at the show, but YouTube's now completely demonetized his channel, which is a shame because I think he is a talented content creator. Funny man. You know, YouTube gave the usual answer, you've broken guidelines, and then they don't specify which guidelines. They tell you can appeal, and then the appeal doesn't work. I've said it before, I will say it again, and I will continue to say it as long as I'm on this platform probably. YouTube doesn't care about these creators. Their whole business is to try and make it seem like as they do, but they don't. The more they make it seem like they do, the better they compete with other platforms. But the less they actually do care, the more profits they have. So it's in their best interest not to care. Alright, so for tonight's media segment, we actually had a few cool games this week I wanted to touch on, so let's get right into it. First up is Metal Hellsinger. I was really excited about this one because it's a rhythm first-person shooter with Doom-style combat and music featuring vocals from some of my favorite artists like Lamb of God Randy Blythe and YouTuber Matthew Heafy. Also Sarge Tankion.
What? He's my favorite leftist streamer and BrettTuber. Fuck yeah.
Flip this fucker around.
So on paper everything comes together to make a fantastic game, right? Well, as soon as you start it up, there's the calibrating, which took me 40 minutes, but take that with a grain of salt as both my audio sources are very latent, filled with latency. But as soon as I dialed in the settings, it was tight, it was fun. But I also ran into my first concern before the tutorial began. I severely hope I'm not just keeping metronome for the songs, because that would suck. I hope I get to play along with them, not just keep time for them. Not only that's what happens for the whole game, but it's also completely downhill from there. There's like so many small stuff. There's a triple dash function. They can chain these dashes, but you can't chain them on air. You can chain them only on the ground. But if you're doing them on an incline, it doesn't work because you dash off the ground, technically. And in a rhythm game, it throws your rhythm off. So there's way too few enemy types, and they don't really require any specific way for you to fight them to be more efficient about it. You can basically spam whatever weapon on time and they'll die. Bosses are super meaty for no reason, and it's the same boss repeated throughout the game. And since all your weapons and attacks on every level and enemy is the same 4 on the floor pattern, it becomes a chore so fast, it's just more fun listening or playing along to the music. If it weren't for the amazing music and the fact that they hid Surge at the end, I don't think I would have gotten through it. I mean, fucking Patapon. This game had different rhythms for different actions. Along with the many small inconveniences, when it was done, I'm glad it was done. The music was fantastic, but I won't be revisiting it. It's like elementary band practice, you know? It's super surface level. It's only leaves room for wanting more. The music, again, so good, fantastic. I might listen to the music again. It was really good. Especially the Randy Blythe one, you know? But like, give me the option to play different rhythms. Like, let me play on different instruments that are between the quarter notes. I don't know, like not time for kick drum yet, can't use a shotgun, demons approaching, hi-hats happening, boom, plasma gun, triple burst. You know what I mean? That would be satisfying to play. This is not satisfying to play. So our next game is another music-focused game, kinda, but I knew I was gonna like this one because it comes from one of my favorite developers of recent years, Cosmo D. Betrayal at Club Low is the 4th game in a quadrilogy of games set in the same universe, and there's really no good words to describe these set of games. I could sit here and tell you the first 3 games are walking simulators with a huge focus on music and atmosphere. Then there's some mini games and collecting sprinkled in, but that wouldn't even begin to scratch the surface of the sheer vibe that these games induce in you. Like, induce directly shearing into your asshole. They're like a mirror maze, an amusement park, a fever dream, an acid trip, a Vsauce video, and a Miles Davis mid-70s album all at once. Notice I said the first 3 games are walking sims. I was excited to immerse myself yet again into this world, and I didn't play the demo of this new one. I didn't watch no trailers, no nothing. And when I booted it up, I was kind of disappointed because it's a full RPG where you click your character, where you click where your character goes, and there's skills, and there's dice skill checks, and there's different choices and options, and there's 11 endings. However, I quickly forgot about my worries because every scene is so beautiful, the camera movements so smooth, the placement so radical. I was so immersed. I was completely immersed in it. And as always, this Cosmo D release is paired with funny surreal writing and expertful whimsical fusion jazz baked into the gameplay and the world. And that is a pizza pun, since baking pizzas are a huge part of music theory. I also think the RPG mechanics work really well for what we get. It's exciting to find the new ingredients for the pizza dice and replay the game to try and find different options for different endings, but it suffers from the one inevitable flaw that the game has. I wish there were more ingredients, dice, encounters, places to go, and people to fight. I wish there was just more to it. This extends to the whole game. It's just so small, and it's completely understandable for a team so small. I think it's only the one dude and whoever he plays music with. But the RPG mechanics suffers the most from this lack of content. The gameplay, although good on its own merit, becomes tedious over multiple gameplays, even though the setting and the plot hasn't become tedious yet. The game is fantastic. There's just not enough in this game to make it a good RPG, even though the specific RPG mechanics are good. But still, I like it. Gloomwood was another game I was excited to play and talk about this week, but after I saw it's still in early access, I decided I'm gonna wait to play it because I'm really excited about this game. I mean, Dishonored is my favorite game of all time, and Thief follows very closely, and I like this genre of trippy real-life simulators, and this aesthetic generally fits my style. But like I did for most other games that I'm excited about, I'm gonna try and keep off spoilers, no demos, no trailers, no nothing, and then play it when it's out, and then review it. Alright, and that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching the weekly entertainment program 3 and 4 extravaganza. Thank you, and good night. The fuck? The microphone is a camera? What? Anyways, it's 11:45 and I'm only halfway done editing. So, 11:45 Sunday, so it's due in 15 minutes. So it's either the rest of it, the half of what you just saw is either really scuffed or you got it a day and a half late again. I promise I'm gonna get this YouTube shit sorted out. I'm gonna get schedules right. However,
if I hadn't spun, like that worked.
Again, thank you so much for watching. There's probably like one person right now, but thank you. Good night.